My name is Robin Held. I'm Chief Curator of the Frye Art Museum, and I'm really pleased today that we have with us author and cultural critic Greil Marcus on the occasion of the Old Weird America, an exhibition coordinated by the Contemporary Art Museum Houston in its final incarnation at the Frye through the end of the year. So thank you for joining us this afternoon. We're going to just walk and talk and look at a few works in the exhibition, and we'll start here with a work by the artist Dario Robleto.
What I love about this this wall of record albums is it takes it takes the LP as a big piece of space. Where you can do all kinds of art, you can have tons of text, you can just throw messages all over the place, and that's something that we don't have anymore with a little CD cover. It's just not going to be there, and with people now downloading music and not having art to come with it, so many of these are almost versions of real albums, but they also have a wonderful cheesiness. I mean, all of these albums come out of some fundamentalist factory where they are rewriting the whole history of rock and roll in the 50s and 60s and saying it's bad, but we can jump on this bandwagon and we can get our message across too. Here we have the Filthy 15, all these horrible songs by AC/DC and Black Sabbath and Prince and Madonna, reinterpreted by, PMRC approved recording stars. These are all real people, and I'm having terrible trouble identifying them, except that's the Shocking Blue, the Shaker Dance Party Express. I mean, one of the things you find in this whole exhibition are buried religious impulses. But they aren't buried here. They're right out in front. This reminds me of an exhibition at the Contemporary Jewish Museum in San Francisco, where they had an exhibition of Jewish LPs from the 40s, 50s, 60s, and some of the LPs of filthy female Jewish Catskills comedians.
So real albums,
not
real
albums. Cantors, rabbis, klezmer groups, Bob Dylan, but so many of the albums that were produced by synagogues or Jewish organizations, they had the same cheesiness, the same crudiness, the same really bad design in an attempt to find an audience.
Well, another thing.
I mean, this is brilliant. Hymns of America play backwards or forwards. What does that mean? I mean, that opens up a whole ontology of American life and the way that whenever we seize upon an American symbol or a quotation from Lincoln or the Declaration of Independence, we're carried back into the past. Play backwards, and then we say, but this is still about us. This is, we're still the prisoners of these documents, and it's our legacy too. So it pushes us forward. I mean, that's just a brilliant concept. I have no idea if the words just popped into his head and he knew he had to use them, or if it's all thought out. It doesn't really matter.
One of the things I've always liked about this sort of cocktail shaker of ideas that Dario throws in the mix is there's the LP and his love of the LP and the love of liner notes as a form of expression, but also almost that it's more. I'm looking for a word that's more than a religious impulse, but it's religious, it's American, it's funereal. It's also inspirational and galvanizing of people. And so what I'm thinking of is this kind of these awards that look almost like the boutonnieres that a veteran would wear, and the kind of funereal flowers that he taught himself to make that were like a schoolgirl's contribution to a funereal event.
Well, he's also playing with
Yeah.
this. He's having tremendous fun. And one of the things that were on LPs all through the early 60s in particular, every record company had to think up a name for its own form of stereo to make it sound better than everybody else's form of stereo. Stereo, orthophonic, that's a terrific one. And then Valiant Dual Dynamic. I don't know if it's supposed to be the Valiant label, I guess so.
And living stereo.
Living stereo, that's, everybody had living stereo, but orthophonic, that's pretty good.
Another one I want to call your attention to. There's a lot, we could just play here all day, but this Messiah, the exorcism of a heathen jukebox, that is still focusing on acceptable dance crazes, the kind of mix of the coming of a new sound, the coming of a new world, the coming of a...
Well, with the perfect contradiction that, with the kind of religion that's being propagated here, you don't want any kind of craze, but there are a lot of dance crazes here.